So apparently there's this lady who called a kid the N-word and I guess like got called out for it by this guy who's filming and pretended to be a victim and posted to like a crowdfunding thing. I'm not sure what crowdfunding thing she was on, but she's made $500,000. $500,000 in crowdfunding for calling a kid the N-word. Seriously. What the f? Just watch this video. This is the video that of her doing it.
You call
I'm hoping it's censored. I think it's censored.
you call him the child? Did you call the child the word? It is my own business. You call him. Okay, why don't you have the balls to say it right now again? Okay. All right, that's what you say.
Oh my God, dude. The moral decay of this country is just wild to watch unfold. I said this previously. I believe that we are going to take control. That is Democrats or the left. We are going to take control of the government again. It's going to take some time, but I do think it's going to happen. And when we do, you'll see a moral shift in the tone of everything. You know, Joe Biden, when he took power, he said, we're not going to be insulting anybody. We're not going to be making fun of anybody. That's like policy now. In the White House, nobody insults anybody else. We speak respectfully about each other. And it was a little thing, but that set the tone. Trump is setting the tone now, and it has allowed scumbags who are absolutely vile in every way in their lives, it's allowed them to feel comfortable coming out and showing how vile they are. That's what's happening right now. When Trump leaves office, whether it's because he was, removed forcibly or otherwise, or because he kicked it, whatever reason he leaves, things are going to calm down eventually. We're not going to see this type of stuff in the future, but not as heavily as we see it now. But this should act as an indication of how much sway a president has over culture.
Nobody digging to your
So if I remember the story correctly, we're going to read about it in a second. I believe that she caught this kid digging in her purse, and that's wrong. That's bad. You shouldn't be doing that, obviously. But to call him the N-word at like 6 years old, you couldn't have called him a thief instead. Why the N-word of all things?
That little kid, you call him the little child? Are you about to hit him?
If he acts like one, he's going to get called. Are you kidding me? I mean, this is just on full display. No remorse, no nothing. She's just all in.
The little child? Are you about to hit him? You chase him here?
He took my son's stuff.
So that gives you the right to call the child 5-year-old and the N-word.
If that's what he's gonna act
That's
like.
what you're gonna call him.
If he's going to act like that, oh my God.
That's what he's gonna act like.
That's a hate speech. And you can be the that.
I don't give a
Okay, we'll see about that, what the internet has to say about you.
So anyway, her face was posted to the internet because she got in his face and called him the N-word after calling this 5-year-old the N-word. And she basically went to some crowdfunding website and pretended to be a victim and said she needs money because she was doxxed. Her face was on this thing calling a child the N-word, and she raised $500,000. $500,000. That's what it was at last I checked. It could be even higher now. Let's take a look. This was written May 2nd, 2025, so it's probably changed by now. It's a little bit after that. Video taken at a Minnesota public park this week shows a white woman apparently admitting she used a racist slur against a black youth she accused of taking an item that belongs to her child. Apparently admitting? She said it again on camera. What do you mean apparently admitting? I get so sick of this hedging. Just say it. She called him the N-word. The man who recorded the video, Sharmake Omar, I think, 30, said in an interview Friday that the 5-year-old child was called the N-word by the woman on Monday. The Rochester Police Department is aware of the video that was posted on social media and has received multiple calls related to it, it said Friday. We are gathering information and actively looking into the matter. I'm not sure what I'm not sure what the police could or would do. I don't think that they could do anything because it's just speech. And I do believe in free speech. I just believe in shaming the shit out of people who are pieces of trash, like this woman right here, and making an example of her by pointing out how absolutely evil and grotesque and vile this is. To call a child the N-word. Like, you shouldn't call an adult the N-word. That's just fucking disgusting. Omar said that when he saw the woman berating the child of Somali heritage, I think Somali are generally dark-skinned. They look black, I believe, as opposed to, like, Middle Eastern. A background he shares, he intervened, and she turned her apparent anger on him using the slur repeatedly, which was captured on the video. In the video, verified by NBC News, the woman apparently carrying her child away. Why do you keep saying apparently? She's carrying her child away. Jesus. Apparently carrying her child away answered yeah when asked if she called the youth the slur. He took my son's stuff. The woman responded, if that's what he's going to act like, the video shows. Oh my God, dude. The little boy was visibly upset by the incident, Omar said. Omar said that when he intervened, the woman whom he had never met before also told him he and his wife shouldn't have more children because they are a drain on the welfare system. I'm telling you, man, Trump being the president, or just not even Trump, Republicans being in power leads to the most vile, disgusting human beings on planet Earth feeling free to be those vile pieces of shit in society without worrying about social consequences. If people are going to like call them out and say what's wrong with you and that they might lose their job. And by the way, like freedom of speech, the First Amendment right that we have protects us from being jailed for the things that we say. And I believe in it to the death. I'm just about nearly a free speech absolutist. I believe that people should be free to say almost anything except for like, inciting riots and, instructing people to inciting violence generally, basically, and defamation and things like that. I actually like where our free speech laws are right now. But you don't have a right against or to protect you from consequences of your actions. You work for Walmart, you call some kid the N-word, Walmart doesn't have to employ you anymore. Consequences. They exist for a reason. You shouldn't be jailed, but you should certainly face consequences for that type of shit. Actually, I think I like Germany's free speech laws better. I really like this saying. Just like murder or genocide are not opinions, they're crimes. Fascism is not an opinion, it's a crime. That's my take on it. Also on Thursday, the NAACP Rochester branch said in a statement that it stands in solidarity with the impacted child and called on police, the Rochester City Attorney, and the Olmsted County Attorney's Office to investigate and charge the woman in the video, suggesting her interaction with the boy may have been a hate crime. If it's a hate crime, I'm okay with it being charged, but I'm not even sure if it is. I don't know if that's... Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm not sure about that. The Rochester branch said the Monday incident was one of multiple recent examples of a disturbing increase in racially motivated acts. In the city of more than 122,000, perhaps best known for being home of the Mayo Clinic and its world-renowned hospital and research, right? Because it's Minnesota? Yeah, Minnesota. Jesus Christ, bro. So anyway, I wanted to take a look at like some of the comments on the Reddit post about it. Let's see if I wonder if I can find her. Can I find her GoFundMe or whatever it is? This is from Washington Post. This country is so broken. Anyone donating to this woman is a despicable person. Yeah, what are you donating for? She called a kid the N-word. Why would anybody donate for that? I don't understand. How is she the victim here? Like, what? Keep reporting how much she gets so that kid's family can sue her for all of it. I would love that. Yeah, absolutely. These are the same people crying about Harvard being anti-Semitic because of the student anti-war protests, using racism as a tool to suppress, while also financially supporting actual racism is a special level of fucking evil. Well said, John Sweeney. Damn, yes. Couldn't have said that better myself. I really wish I could find out what she's up to now. Like, I mean, what her, fundraiser's up to. Wow, that was, way harder than I thought it would be. Okay, yeah, here we go. My name is Shiloh. Metal f***ing name, by the way. Actually a big fan of that name, unironically. In fact, I'm going to write that down. Shiloh. I've been put into a very dire situation. I recently had a kid steal from my 18-month-old son's diaper bag at a park. I called the kid out for what he was, which is, you called him the N-word. You said he's the N-word. Called him out for what he was. Another man who we recently found out has a history with... What does his history with law enforcement have to do with anything? Why would I give a shit about that? Why is that involved? Why are you bringing that up? It's irrelevant. You called the kid the N-word. What is broken in here? Are you shitting me? Had a history with law enforcement, proceeded to record me and follow me to my car. He then posted these videos online, which has caused my family and myself great turmoil. Well, next time try not calling a child the N-word. Maybe give that one a shot, see how it works out for you. It's working out pretty well for me because I haven't done that and I haven't had my face plastered all over everything for calling a child the N-word. So give it a shot. It works for others. My social security number has been leaked. I don't believe her, but okay, yeah, that doesn't need to happen. I don't want anyone's social security number leaked. My address and phone number have been given out freely. My family members are being attacked. My eldest child may not be going back to school. Even where I exercise has been exposed. Has been exposed? As what? Leftist, liberal, Marxist, communist? Blah, blah, blah? Is that what you're saying they were exposed as? I'm asking for your help to assist in protecting my family. I fear that we must relocate. I have 2 small children who do not deserve this. You're right. Children don't deserve this. I feel the same way. Children are innocent of any of this. They shouldn't be called names. They shouldn't be derided or attacked. But unfortunately, you brought that down on your children by bringing it down on some other kid. We have been threatened to the extreme by people online. Anything will help. We cannot and will not live in fear. Thank you. Well, it sounds like you are living in fear. That's the thing. This is just disgusting, dude. This is absolutely fucking vile. And she's at... Oh my God, dude. She's at $650,000. Her goal is $1 million. Society is broken when you become a millionaire for calling a child the N-word. She did literally nothing else. She did nothing to deserve this money or support or whatever. Wait, let's look at some of the donations here. What do we got? Did somebody leave a message? Oh, look, take a look. Solidarity Groiper. You see a lot of Groipers in here. That is... Nick Fuentes' weird little group. He calls them Groipers. And they're Nazis. Like actual full-blown self-avowed Nazis. They're on 4chan all the time. Anyway, let's just kind of glance through this Reddit post about it. Reminder that when your MAGA relatives ask for financial help, you know where they wasted their money and you can tell them to figure it out themselves. Absolutely. Grab those bootstraps. Thought process. I can't afford eggs, but I'll give this poor mother $20. Somehow, this is Biden's fault. Edit, look at all these tattoos. Has anyone verified she has an MS-13? That's a solid point, actually. Call a kid the N-word, raise $300,000. Actually, it's $650,000 now. Jesus, this timeline sucks. I watched the video, and she was vile. Yep. And she didn't even deny it. She said it again. She called the other dude the N-word. Like, really? I'm very concerned it's going to start a wave of copycats. Oh, no doubt. Absolutely. It started much, much lower, and the goal has just been continuously moved higher. Disgusting garbage. GoFundMe would never support such a thing. They wouldn't support this campaign. GoFundMe actually, unironically, has standards. And if you fundraise with GoFundMe, then you have to prove that you really are going to be using it for, like, the thing that you are requesting it for or whatever. Because if you fundraise for something and then use the money for something else... It's called wire fraud, and it's like a big fucking deal. Jim Baker went to jail for he was sentenced to 15 years, and I think he served 7 of them for wire fraud. Took donations, claimed they were going to one thing, spent them on another thing. Can't do that. Dude, I could talk about these subjects forever. I mean, there's so much more I could say about this. There's another girl that I dubbed the N-word girl, actually, a while back. Yeah, here you go. This is the original N-word girl. Lily Gaddis, and now I think she's some kind of a public influencer. She was not before, and because she said the N-word, she was brought on to do some public influencer, like a podcast. She's invited to do a podcast. She's got tons and tons of followers now.
So a recent video of mine seems to have upset members of a certain community, and all the backlash just really made me, just really do a deep dive, like do a soul search. And after all that, I still couldn't find a care.
You're gonna call us racist? You're gonna call us potential Timothy McVeigh's? Frank, you. War.
I don't remember who this is, but he's a complete nutcase. He's somebody really famous. Anyway, yeah. Just a complete piece of trash. Disgusting pieces of trash, all of them. And then there's this. This was an older one. I censored it. I have the original. Students in Oklahoma schools spell out the N-word in class. Why? Got me. Because they thought it was funny. This one is from 2024, September 2024. And what is Ryan Walters, the superintendent over all of Oklahoma schools, what is he doing? Did he address this? No, he didn't. I'll show you what he addressed instead. This is what Ryan Walters is paying attention to.
We have a drag queen principal of one of our schools who has now hired another drag queen to work inside our schools. This is what Joe Biden wants for our schools, folks.
It wasn't true. Of course, there was no drag queen anywhere in the process at all. Just making it up. But this is what he's focused on over this. He's thinking about drag queen principles. Didn't say a fucking word about this one. About I'm sorry for audio audience, about students standing here spelling out the N-word.
Well, I have demanded that that individual be fired. No drag queen should be running a school anywhere in this country, especially in Oklahoma.
If there really was, you know he would name the person.
The Supreme Court has been wrong. There is no separation of church and state in the Constitution or Declaration of Independence. It doesn't exist. So we will bring God back to schools and prayer back in schools in Oklahoma, and we will fight back against that radical myth.
Yeah, this is just rewriting history. The Founding Fathers explicitly, specifically wrote in a separation of church and state intentionally because they wanted a separation of church and state. And if it wasn't clear enough, Thomas Jefferson clarified when he became president in 1800, 10 years or 12 years or 13 or something after the Constitution was ratified. He clarified what that meant. One of the framers of the Constitution clarified for us 12 years later. He's just lying. It's just a lie. These people. Anyway, tell me your thoughts in the comments. These people are just straight up vile. They're vile human beings, honestly.